As you know, Independence is just around the corner from the 29th to the 31st of July. Now, luckily for me, in October, I got to Heads of Olympia and check out Editors. I've got Ed on the line. Ed, how you doing?
Yeah, great. Thank you very much. I know you had to put up with us filming a video that night, so thank you so much for not getting too stressed about the man with a camera on stage. So good on you.
No, I didn't get too stressed out about that. But that was all along with the Salvation beer, wasn't it?
It was about the same time, yeah. So we've been, that was a pretty, it's been a good year actually. We've released our own beer. Not many people get to do that. The sort of process and meeting brewers, going to the factory and making the stuff sort of making the stuff themselves.
You made a porter, which is like Guinness.
So it was an Earl Grey infused porter. So you got a little bit of something different in there, some spice, but essentially it's a porter and it's delicious.
So I've heard. I've yet to sample it, and I look forward to sample it.
Well, it tastes like the band, pretty dark and brooding.
Now, Ed, you guys, and you're also upbeat, but when it does come to the lyrics, particularly in Dreams, that whole album, your lyrics seem to have a darker side of life in them, as opposed to the upbeatness that you guys put out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people do come to the same conclusion, but we're in a band, we're doing a fun thing for a living, we like going out on tour, we like hanging out with people, we like talking to people, discovering what people are all about. So, we can't be dark individually, but the music that we like to create, we don't really listen to stuff that makes you happy. It's the stuff that pulls on what we enjoy listening to is stuff that pulls on the emotions a little bit more and get you a bit, get the sort of darkness into your head, which is, I suppose that's a bit weird, but it's the stuff we like.
Yeah, and it is good. It's absolutely savage. That whole album is brilliant, actually, in Dreams. It seems to be all about dreams, really and truly.
Thank you. I mean, there certainly is a very broad subject of what that goes on. I think just the surreality of it all, and that where we were making it up in Scotland, it felt like you were in a different world. You could see the weather coming in off the Atlantic over the Isle of Jura, and it was mental. 1 minute you're in some situation, the next minute there's some mad sort of hailstorm going on and stuff. So it felt so surreal, and the music definitely captured some of the atmosphere that we were getting whilst we were up there.
Some great tracks on there. Marching Orders, No Harm. The other one I really like is Life is Fear. That's a really, really good track. I really like that.
Cool, man. That's a stomper. That goes back to sort of where, Munich or Bullets or An End of the Start. It's a bit of a stomper song, but it's definitely laced with a bit more synthetic stuff than we used to do when we were first starting out. I'm glad you like it.
And that's all complemented, of course, by some of the work that you've done with the Dutch-Iranian video artist Rahi Rezvani.
Rahi Rezvani.
I can never get his name right.
On stage.
Yeah, but
he's an incredible person. I've never met anybody who gets so deeply into your work.
But he compliments your music. You know the way you have that contrast, black and white kind of thing. It's like there's a perfect marriage formed there between you and this guy.
It feels like it. I mean, he's a fan. I mean, he gets so in depth in what we've done. I've never experienced anything like it. The way he reacts to our stuff, the way he creates stories about things to our music that aren't necessarily things we thought of. He's a truly inspirational dude, actually, and he's just worked so hard. He's always working on different projects. He's got so many projects going on, juggling so many balls. He's just a wonderful guy to hang out with and speak to and watch. His craft, the way he does things. It's incredible.
He has pushed the boundaries with you guys. There has to be a certain amount of trust there, I'd imagine, when it comes to making videos. Because some of the stuff in your videos, I mean, there's bits with blows on your face and there's bits where you're kind of half in the nip. Like, I mean, in fairness, he's really pushed the boundaries. You got to trust a guy to do that stuff.
Well, the first thing he did when he shot it, the first thing we did, he came up to our studio and he said, "Right, tops off." And everybody took their tops off. And she shot us, kind of half nude. And we were like, what? We've just met this guy. I think that was part of his trick, He's like, get you in a pretty vulnerable situation, then everything else seemed like it was easy.
The only thing I would get worried about there is if he put up a big sign behind him saying, "I am not a real casting agent." You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah.
Could have created trouble, but no, he got comfortable with you straight away, which is nice.
Yeah, it's cool. And do you know what? We needed someone to take charge fully. I think we've had so many album campaigns where there's just so many different artists, so many different video directors, all rolled in and nothing linked into each other. We needed somebody with a really strong idea and who identified with what we were doing and really loved it, to make something that just carries on and actually creates something that looks good all the way through.
Well, Ed, I have to tell you, I'm well impressed by the work. The album is called In Dreams. You guys are at Independence. That you may continue to bang that glorious drum, my friend. And
I will.
I look forward to seeing you guys in Independence from the 29th to the 31st of July. You guys will rock Ireland once again like the Olympia last October.
It's going to be a Mint Festival. We played it a few years ago, and it was one I won't really forget. So hopefully it won't let us down this time. We'll try not to let you down anyway.